That VAT is the billion I'm reading out now. And you are in a country that doesn't really create any job. You are living in a place where the terrorists in government are using your money to fund the terrorism that they are indeed the backers. You've lost your right to real education, right to real health care. You've lost your right to even life, protection, liberty, freedom of speech. You've lost almost everything other than the fact that the only thing you haven't lost is your breath. Some people have lost their breath, out of breath all the time. They are losing it. Some have lost it completely, dead. That is the only thing you have left, most of the people, right? In a contraption that is so rigged that if you know how rigged it is, your blood will be boiling. You will be raging, angry. You know why you'll be angry? Because people will tell you there's nothing you can do about it. So some people don't even bother finding out because they have psychologically been told there's nothing you can do about it, my brother, forget it. Maybe not. Maybe yes. Zamfara gold belongs to Zamfara. And as you are watching this video, they've already partnered with Dubai. Zamfara gold are already finding their way to Dubai. Some of you may not know, United Arab Emirates is partnering with them already. They've already gotten the clearance from Bokwari. They are not interested in your Nigeria nonsense that some of you are propagating. The only message they have for you is that you should unite. You must be united. Press that reset button in your brain. The only way to be united is when we respect our boundaries. That is something they don't want to do. You found a jihadi system that will likely kill you anytime. It's just a matter of where and when. There is victory, always victory, for those who fight it. Even within a rigged system, you can still find some victories, like our people who have been at the forefront. They charge Lady K for terrorism. And the same people are bragging that they will continue to rehabilitate, reintegrate terrorists. But nevertheless, I ask you, despite what would let you know that the charade that they put up all the time and they try to gaslight people, blame you when you try to stand out, to fight an oppressive system that is killing people just before they kill you. When you stand out, they what? They gaslight you. They set up different crimes against you. They accuse you of different things. Even yourself in your own prison cell, you'll be wondering, am I really this powerful? Am I so powerful for this? No. They are paranoid. I mean, they are paranoid, animals, by the way, walking about in human flesh and human skin. I'm asking you, have you seen anybody convicted of any of the crimes that Boko Haram and his criminal gang have been accusing people of, especially people that goes against their jihadist sentiment and this corrupt, bloodthirsty regime? Have you seen anybody convicted in their courts? Even as regards it is, let's start from Dasuki. When they grabbed Dasuki, they told you that the reason why they grabbed him was because he was using the money that was meant to be the money that they were supposed to use to fight terrorism, to fight Boko Haram, to buy weapons, right? That he was sharing the money for Goodluck Egbere Jolantan's second term in 2015. That was sellable. And in fact, it sold well, but there was no evidence to say, indeed, he shared the 2 billion. None of you, the Buhari idiots, the cyberbarians, actually was interested in the facts then. But it suits. But last, when they began digging, we found out that Azulu Sametu collected 450 million So did Femi Fonikayo, they collected his own 500 million. So did Bokwari collected the 2 bulletproof SUV Jeep, as well as $300,000 in cash. So when they realized all of that, they realized that they had no case, but they've later told us that it was because Bokwari is an unforgiving son of a dog. That it was Dasuki that was in charge of Bokwari's house arrest when they overthrew him in 1985. When they overthrew the dictator, they put him in a house arrest. And they also denied him the opportunity to go and bury his mother. And he never forgave them for that. When he came in first, it was Dasuki he went for. It wasn't because Dasuki shared money and Bokwari wanted to get that money back. It wasn't because of that. Because last, Dasuki did prison. All of you believe that Dasuki did prison. Dasuki wife they born. I said Dasuki they do the name, they do child dedication. Haba, person where they prison. Bokwari's dungeon. How in wife they take born. When Dasuki last, after 4 years, they freed Dasuki. No case. A few months after they freed Dasuki, his wife gave birth again. I said, this is just a few months ago. Does that mean that Dasuki no dey prison? Then all of the bobo, yeah? But why they are also putting cement for the neck of Olisa Metu, which suddenly became crippled and suddenly became disabled because of Bokwari. I mean, the money they said they collected from Jonathan. What do you call it? The now Canary, Femi Fonikayode. He also came out then, he was blazing. It was, everything about Bokwari was simply because they grabbed him. Say, oh yeah, money where you collected. Cut a long story short, they also grabbed El Zazaki. They told you they had to grab him. They will prosecute him. They will jail him. Story. At the end of the day, they had to let him go, even though they are planning to put him back there. They came out again. They said, how could Showore say they should do revolution for a democratically elected government to overthrow Buhari? That's unacceptable because the Mumus, what do you call it? The Mumus who brought this calamity upon themselves, the brainwashed fags who actually brought this upon themselves, yeah? They felt like, no, this suffering, this sufferness, this murderous regime is all they care for. Kill Showore, kill Showore, kill Showore. He's committed a treason. And they said, what is the evidence? What are the evidences of the treasonable felony Showore committed? They said Showore transferred money from Showore bank account to Sahara Reporters bank account. They said, who is Showore? Who is by Sahara Reporters? And how is that a crime to overthrow government of Bokwari? They said, no, it's a crime. It cannot give us reason why. They said, okay, Showore met with people in Dubai. They said, but Showore never visited Dubai ever. No. They said, oh, we thought he visited Dubai. Okay, forget that. He didn't visit Dubai. You know what? Showore, I want to overthrow government. That's treasonable felony. We will arrest, we'll give him city arrest. That is how they operate. They grabbed Mazinam Dikanu. They told you, oh, it's because blah, 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 blah. But yet, they couldn't convict him. They couldn't bring out the evidence. They are running away from their own courts. So if they come for you next time, all they have to do is to make up something to make you feel bad. They went for Oloye Sunday Igboho. They said, hey now, how can he be saying no to Oduduwa Republic? But last, it's not because they have any case against him. It is simply because they are paranoid. They are scared. They have the power, but they are scared of people who have no power individually, but they believe that with the voice we have, somebody said, my microphone is more powerful than a gun. It's more powerful than Bokwari himself, because sometimes the message sings so well that people see themselves living it in reality in a way. So all they have to do is just to say my microphone is a weapon of mass destruction, and they'll put me in jail. So the people who don't believe in their law, what they did to Oloye Sunday Igboho, even in their own court, we still got some sanity. Our brothers and sisters that they illegally abducted and then 2 of them killed, they illegally abducted them. They started running away from courts. Now they are keeping 2 of them on trump-up charges to claim that they are now terrorists, where you and I know this is not true. They are holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu against his will, and they are subjecting his legal team to different kind of, human treatment that doesn't befit any legal team representing anyone that is accused. Accused of anything means that you are innocent until they prove you guilty. But because Nigeria won't prove Nnamdi Kanu guilty of anything, nothing, no crime can stick. They couldn't make it. I mean, they couldn't really, get him convicted of anything. They just want to keep him away, which is illegal. And because they are also illegal themselves, right? They don't give a damn. But they'll pay. As they are borrowing money in your name, so they will borrow money to pay Oloye Sunday Igboho's 20 billion naira damages awarded against your Daura Secret Service. Daura Secret Service, without any court order, without any court judgment, without any court invitation, without nothing, decided to attack the home of a civilian, Oloye Sunday Igboho, and they killed 2 people, right? Took their bodies away. Their families can't see them, and they then kidnapped about 13 of them. I mean, so 12 people, they kidnapped 12 people. Now they are holding 2 of them, charging them for terrorism. No evidence of them involved in any terrorism or any act of terrorism, but it is Nigeria. They'll make it up. They're already making it up, but they will have to borrow money to pay for all these things they are bringing. Somebody said they won't pay. Well, don't worry. They are going now to go and appeal. Just same way the Biafrans and the IPOB legal team are now suing the Kenya government. They said they are now in possession of the CCTV footage of how they kidnapped Mazi Nnamdi Kanu at the Kenya airport. The Kenya airport parking lot, where he was expected to meet a guest. The video is now in the IPOB legal team are now in possession of that video, and they are going ahead now to sue the Kenya government and their involvement in extraordinary rendition of a British citizen. That's something big, but they won't tell you how in Nigeria because they don't care. They believe they can do all of this and get away with it since they are doing it in the name of Nigeria. We know them. And that is why when the IPOB took their case to the ICC, and the Yoruba Nation, Sunday Igboho and the rest took their case to ICC as well. It is to give an individual indictment to the criminals who think they can hide under the disguise of, I am a minister. I was working as a minister then. I was an advisor. I didn't know about that. I wasn't involved. We know all of them that are involved. They won't be ministers forever. They won't be the Bokwari advisor forever. They will end up, they will end up in places that is worse than where they are keeping other people right now. Self-determination is, it is what? It is legal. It is legal. That is what the court said yesterday. That's what the court said over the weekend. On Friday, the court ruled that Nigeria must pay 20 billion naira in damages to Oloye Sunday Igboho for invading his privacy, invading his home without any legal backing. I know it is a shitty situation, okay? But it is a big win. It is. It is also for this legal team of ours that managed to get out 10 of our 12, kidnapped brothers and sisters. They will do the rest and get the rest out too. But look at this way. Because they make laws that they don't believe in, it is biting them. And once their law bites them, they resort to violence, they resort to illegality, which actually makes them feel powerful. And we are watching them as they are making more mistakes, ladies and gentlemen. 20 billion or nothing. Let them go and appeal it and pay their lawyers. I'll say, don't participate in their elections. Don't. I have friends who are still members of PDP. I have friends who are still members of APC. You may be shocked that I call them my friends. Somebody observed that and he said, Maiyegun, you are so liberal. The way you take things makes you be in the middle of it. And being in the middle of it means that you can see all sides and you can present all sides position in a very brilliant way. that people can easily tell you have no allegiance or loyalty to any party. And that's true. And that's why I'll call you my friend. Even if I know that the path you are somehow threading is not a path that will lead us to anywhere other than the same square one, which is the catch-22. But if you are not my friend, how do you think I'm going to be getting an example to make out of you who are still convinced that Nigeria can work? They are running for 2023. But you know what makes Maiyegun kind of so special is this. Despite them being my friends, they don't even have the balls. Well, don't let me say they don't have the balls. They respect me so well that they dare not even ask, Maiyegun, I want you to support me. You're my friends now. We are friends now. You know me better now. You know that I believe in your teachings. I believe in your ideology. But you see, I'm a member of PDP. They don't talk to me that way. They just come back to say, Maiyegun, you see that your last broadcast? Chai. You get what I mean? That puts me in a very, very good position that makes me an umpire, right? And I love it. No allegiance, no loyalty to anybody. If you have your own private agenda, it will come out at the end of the day. I am not somebody you can relate with that much and get so close to or get to influence to get you on that front chatter and say, okay, maybe PDP and APC are different. People don't gamble that with me. And I respect you for not gambling that with me. So I've got friends in there. But I'm telling you now, this is what I'm going to tell you if I have an opportunity of convincing you about anything. Don't join their voting process. It is validation. If we don't vote, they will just appoint, you are deceiving yourself. The people that told you that if you don't participate in an election, they are going to rig the election for somebody else, and that person is going to rule over you, and blah, 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 other jack shit they tell you. Let me try and burst your bubble a little bit. You will be lying to yourself if you believe that a rigged system can actually produce a real result. You all know the process of even the process of selecting their candidates. You know the process of getting them to scale through the ordeal of their godfathers. All of you have no say in what is called the rules or the laws, the guidelines of all these political parties, the secret meetings, the rituals, the pledges, and so many other things that goes on the ground, which are 99% not in your interest. You are not involved in their selection. You are not involved in their screening. They become candidates that are not different, just birds of same wings. And then they match you out there. Go and validate either of these two. And you begin to look at them on what they say to you. People that will appeal to your fear. People that are always, their trade and training is what? To prey on you. Preying on you means they know your vulnerability. They know your lack. They know your fear. They know everything they need to know. All that it requires. Because you know why they know? They made them happen to you. And all they need to do is to appeal to your fear. And at the same time, tap into your emotion using religion, using tribe, ethnic, and other things that are really pretty much not determinant to how they rule you. Now, when you now go out there, what you do when you register to vote any of them is this. You just validate the system. It simply means you agree with the process that popped them up. If you choose to go and probably go on and vote for any other political party, you will be shocked they are not actually different from this big one you are talking about too. Check their own democratic process, selection process, and it will shock you that they are just the offshoot of the same bigger ones, the bigger criminals. And why do you have to validate any of those processes? By voting. Referendum is also voting. Do you know that? Demanding for a new constitution that actually gives power to the local people to select and elect their own representatives. Something that is just, something that is equal, something that is inclusive, something that involves you genuinely, not like a trade by barter. You want my vote, you give me your money. You want my vote, you give me wrapper. You want my vote, you give me dirika of rice. Not trade by barter system. A system that is all inclusive, where you know if you choose that person, whether he has money or he has no money, he will deliver. It will work for you because he is one of you genuinely, not a propped up criminal that pretended to be poor, like Bokwari, who had his children and his wife trained in the UK, who had his doctor, still has his doctors in the UK, but decided to take a picture with fake Pastor Ruga, Ikene Shatabandu, Oshubade, who is also a billionaire on his own, having worked with a thief called Thief Numbu in Lagos. He was the commissioner of justice under Thief Numbu. All the landed properties stolen by Thief Numbu converted to his name and the name of his cronies and the proxies. They were done by the redeemed pastor, fake Pastor Ruga, Ikene Shatabandu, that has now become the special advisor to Bokwari on burial arrangement, condolences matter, and trader money. The same fake Pastor Ruga sat with Daura Megad, that had his own children, being trained at one of the best schools in the UK, living the best life in the UK, living the best life that any of you could only dream of. But they managed to put them together in a room, put a sachet Milo beside them, and they said, see how simple life they are living. This is how the president and the blah, blah, blah should be. And 6 years after they lied to you, you are still waiting for that Mr. Integrity, Mr. Integrity Thief. His money is now flying, not just flying, private jet anymore. He is flying presidential jet. He is controlling 11 of them. His wife now has her own private jet, presidential jet. Even his own daughter, photographer. You be photographer, Abi. His own daughter wanted to go and take picture. Wanted to go and attend the Tobani or whatever in Bauchi. They had to put her inside one of the private jets. The Megad that snapped with Milo, that told you that they were going to turn Nigerian presidential jet to Nigerian here, only for them to come back 2 years later to show you logo designed in Bahrain for $420,000. These criminals who presented themselves as your poor people, you know it. Rigged system. It is appealing. When you are poor, you want everybody to be poor too. That's what they say to you. I am saying that sometimes your poverty is not lack of money. Your poverty is not lack of everything that other people have. Sometimes, or most of the time, your poverty is poverty of the mind. Poverty of the mind is what will make somebody who left Nigeria 15 years ago and is still living outside Nigeria, and he's telling you he loves Nigeria from abroad. He will never relocate his business if he has any. He will never relocate back to Nigeria, which the weather is so good. You know the weather of Nigeria is so good, right? That's what they tell you. They'll say, Nigeria is a beautiful place. Nigeria is a beautiful country. Continue to pray. The way they left 15 years ago. Some of them left 20, 25 years ago. They just want to come back home and at least pretend to have made it and succeeded because they know Nigeria is programmed to fail. Poverty of the mind will make somebody who is enjoying 24 hours electricity abroad to tell somebody who is enjoying 24 hours darkness in Nigeria to pray to God for electricity and endure, because Rome was not built in a day. And they will tell you that those who are asking you to break up Nigeria and they are outside Nigeria, they are enemy of Nigeria. They themselves are outside Nigeria, enjoying what you can only dream of. They are telling you to pray for it. Poverty of the mind is what will make some of you having small little money. When you are in a country that has no plan for you, you know it, I know it. No insurance, no nothing. But you have to flex. Buy yourself a new car so that your neighbor will know that you are now better off. Buy yourself a new generator, a bigger one that can now carry freezers. Your neighbors can know that you are now better than them. A poverty mind that will make somebody to think that he's better than off, he's better off than others. By building himself a mansion inside shanty, surrounded by the poorest of the poorest shanty, where nothing works, but everybody exists. They'll say that is an estate. We are outside the estate. They put fences around themselves, only more or less like living in prisons, gated prisons called estates. Our estate. Welcome to our estate. Our estate is very safe and secure. It's only outside the estate that they rob people. They say, man, this our estate used to be safe. Now, people are being robbed inside our estates. You know what I'm talking about. I'm telling you the idea of the poverty of the mind, where people think they can run away from a problem by just trying to make some money, build the fancy houses, buy themselves fancy automobiles, but they will have to drive them on terrible roads that they cannot even take pictures in. Terrible, terrible ones. Yeah, you are laughing. Don't laugh. It's not funny. That is what Nigeria is. A fake appearance that makes some people think they are better off than the other people. Yes, we live in Lekki. We live in Lekki. Oh, you live in Lekki. Oh, that's great. That's a great place. Now, Boko Haram don't they live in Lekki? People where they live Lekki, they find another enter. They say, are you living in Lekki or you're living in Lekki inside? If you go to those areas now, they will say, are you living in Lekki or you're living in inside? Some people are finding more places that are safer as the whole country continues to go downward or downhill. That is poverty of the mind. If you feel like you are rich, you can afford to build fence around yourself, build yourself a mansion that will attract thieves out there so that you can then put on security, by the way. Buy yourself some different, fancy stuff that makes you look so different or safe when you are not. I keep telling you, it's timely. It's poverty of the mind. I'm now asking you, Lekki no save, Oshodi no save, Egbeda no save, Okokomaiko no save, even Abuja no save. Talk less of wherever you think you found yourself now. But something is existing, and that is the existential threat from the government that brought this upon you. Don't join them in mobilizing to vote and validate them again every 4 years. Some of you are preparing already. Good luck with that. But for those who are standing their ground, maybe we can all demand for what? For a new constitution, a referendum, things that would then make us at least, have an idea of what kind of Nigeria you still want to be involved in. What kind of Nigeria do you still want to be part of? If you have to ask everybody, would you like to continue to be part of this Nigeria as it is right now? Even for those who want one Nigeria, they are likely going to tell you that they want it differently. So we all want the same thing differently. The governors and the politicians are beginning to see that they need to detach themselves and cut out their own fund from the rest of the country so that they can be able to really care for the people that give them the power or people they stole the power from. That is a change. It is called smash the reset button. Smash it. Are you with me? You can make a difference by asking for it. Those who wanted, those who want Biafra, they said, no, let's break everything up. Those who want Yoruba nation said, you know what, let's break everything up and just go our different ways. Well, we all want same thing differently. How about we begin to realize that the only thing we seems not to really understand that will work is the fact that if there is a real pressure to tell people to demand and stop any election, you can't continue to elect in this chaos where people just write names. They just write names. And because you have no sovereignty or any control over who they choose for you, that's why you have no say in who cross to where. You can agonize, you can hurt, you can feel bad or sad, but you have no control over them. But there's something we have control over: our mind. If you reject the setup, if I reject it, and somebody say, what would then be the alternative? The first thing is that when you make the system become so obsolete that it becomes inconsequential, nothing changes, right? They then will start feeling resistance from people that will say, no, I'm not binded by that law. No, I'm not covered by that law. No, I'm not going to obey that. When you have them a lot in large numbers, that means you are taking back the power. Don't make this sound like I'm sounding like I'm speaking, riddle to you. This is not a riddle. This is not a puzzle. I'm trying to unlock your mind to tell you that if all you know going on right now doesn't feel so real, they are sorry, they are unbelievable, it's because they are. But when you begin to agree with the people who brought us to this level, you are not making any difference. When you begin to speak to your fear, what if, and when you let your Nigeria anyhowness affect you, the Nigeria whataboutism, all this little gap that have become widened gap. When I say gap, I'm talking about our differences that makes us see things differently, even though we should see it same way. The political class, the criminals, when I say the political class, the elite, where you found your pastor, you will find your chief imam, you will find your professors, you will find all the think tanks and all the rest they call themselves, right? They are all together, they call themselves the elite. And once you begin to detach yourself from what they say, the advices and opinion they give that are not really in tandem with the reality, you are the reality. If Nigeria is burning you, you are the reality. Whichever way it is affecting you right now, economically, health-wise, educationally, name it, you are the victim. So therefore, you don't listen to them. When you begin to detach yourself from them, psychologically, mentally, you see every other solution people gives to you, they'll begin to make sense. Let's break up Nigeria. Yes, let's do it. Let's restructure and everybody can control their resources. Yes, let's do it. They will begin to get more momentum. And these are viable, important demand that you can put an election on hold for if you don't know. But if we don't vote, they are just going to select anybody. Are you the one voting them right now? Ask yourself this question. Did you really vote for them? Did you? Or is it because you are just scared that they will select anybody? They will always select anybody. But the way to take that power back will sound so ridiculous. Like that sounds ridiculous. No. Do you know the people that are afraid that if you don't vote, they are not going to feed? They are the people that have been agreeing with you all this while. The APC, the Al-Qaeda People's Congress, all past criminals, Al-Qaeda People's Congress, all the people that have been agreeing with you that they are failure, they are jihadists, they are this. Some of them are secretly PDP members, PDP admirers. 6 years without PDP. Some of them they are like chameleon. They have managed to pretend to like what you like. What do you like? You want Biafra. What do you like? You want Yoruba nation. Abi? Since PDP no they pay. Since every other affiliation they have with PDP no they pay. 6 years. They also want Biafra. They also want to Yoruba nation. They also do this and that, blah, 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 blah. But a lie. They are bidding their time for an election. They are befriending you. They are gaining your trust. You are following them. You are listening to them. Their ideas and yours are looking alike. It is called grooming. They were grooming you for another election. If you want to know why they are angry when you say no election, it be like say you've already made their plan fail. Some of them no carry PDP flag. They no carry PDP membership. But they have brothers, they have sisters, they have friends, they have fathers, they have relatives, they have neighbors, they have mentors, they have people they've met before who are members of all these hoodlum criminal organizations called political parties in Nigeria. Even though they don't live in Nigeria, they are still in touch with all these elements. When they shout Biafra in the morning, when they see any of these elements, they will keep the Biafra inside pockets and they'll begin to discuss how PDP can come to power. When you see them and they are like Yoruba nation, and when you say no election, they'll start fighting you and you begin to wonder, wait, oh, Shebi me and you be Oduduwa anime. Say, I'll leave Oduduwa for now. You cannot be saying that people should not vote. How are we going to get Oduduwa when people don't vote? They'll start fighting you. And you'll be wondering, like, how come you are interested in voting again? You be Oduduwa anime talk. They say you be Biafra, no. Biafra to Biafra. They say Kedu, you say Kedu Odima. Kedu Odima. They say, Yoruba Oduduwa anime, you say talk. Which level now? Why you call the campaign for election? Why are you they angry? When people say no election, don't participate in their rubbish. Ask for referendum. Then they start arguing with you. They will start fighting you. You say, and they'll start shalaye. They do some shalaye. They will be shalaye for you. You know what? You see, we need to look for the best aspirants. We need to look for the best candidates. It can be anybody that will help us. I say, where are those candidates now? How many of them they talk about Yoruba nation? How many members of PDP is talking about Yoruba nation? How many PDP members are talking about APC members are talking Yoruba nation? How many APC, Egbekegbe, and PDP are talking about Biafra? How many of them? So don't let any. Those are the people that will blackmail you. They become so offended. Suddenly they become offended, and you'll be saying, you say, I support Biafra, but we cannot say we should not vote. If we don't vote, Bokwari is going to put somebody there. You see? Then, what would that then change? So I should go and vote for PDP so that Buhari will not put somebody there. How is that in my own favor? It's still good because APC is bad. You and I agree that APC is bad. So let PDP can say, sure. Bros, you be PDP. No, I'm not PDP. I'm just saying that Biafra cannot just come like that. We say, bros. I'm saying this now because you have met some of them. Some of you are doing like this on your phone, like, woo. Hi. Bros, I'm disappointed in you. You say, no, I'm trying to explain. Don't explain anything. Why are you interested in the election? Why? Ask them. Now, them. So don't let anybody blackmail you. Don't let anybody say you don't know what you are doing. Omodolagbe. That's a beautiful name, Stephen Oladapo. Thank you very much for your super sticker. Thanks, Maiyegun, for great job. Some days our children shall tell your good stories. Amen to that. Posterity will what? Will be kind to many, many of us. Will take time. Mazi Nwaka. I have seen your super sticker as well. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. So remember, guys, on YouTube, we are not so many today, but those who attend the service today are doing well. Remember, leave your offerings by clicking that like just before you go. Mazi, thank you. Nwaka. And then my good brother there, thank you. I have another one from, James Ogunlowo. Thank you very much. So I told people, I said that, we monitor things. The Southern governors said they are going to keep their money. They're not sharing the money again, okay? Don't let anybody blackmail you into anything. Let them continue to do what they are doing, all right? Don't die in their war. The oppressors are scared, and they have every right or every reason to be scared. Mind of the people are changing. People are beginning to ask questions. People are no longer sitting duck anymore. They are not pretending that God will care for the whole thing. More people are speaking up, and that is not comfortable for the oppressors. You should find a way for yourself. Find a place for yourself to know where you are really suited. Outing yourself or ready to liberate yourself. It starts from here, your mind. No one can help you but yourself. And like I said, nobody is fighting for you if you are not fighting for yourself. I told people, when people say they are freedom fighters, they are this fighter and the rest of that fighter, I am saying that I see in them people who have decided to conquer their fear. They don't care what the consequences is going to be. And the first fight, the first victory of theirs is to defeat their fear within. If you defeat your fear within, you are a freedom fighter that can stand anything, okay? Speaking up alone is strong. And that's why I'm looking forward to a day. I'm going to see some of you in Glasgow. Remember, we are planning to have our own solidarity rally in Glasgow next month. I know many of you will make it a trip. Let me give you the date. If everything goes well, by the 10th of October, I'm going to be seeing so many of you in Glasgow. If you are in the UK, you better start planning. Yes, play your role. Do your part. Liberate the mind. Speak out when you have to. Speak up when you have to. Defend those that can't defend themselves. Speak up for those that can't speak for themselves. When you do that, you may not know. You're actually doing it for yourself. For yourself. I hope that sync. Thank you so much, everyone, for your time today. For the Sunday sermon as it is today, remember, if you don't love yourself, who else would? If you don't speak out for yourself and you have people who are speaking out for you, what you have to do is this: digest them. Digest them. Think about them. And you found how easy it is to detach yourself from the lies, from the fraud, and every other thing that they sold us as Nigerians. When you begin to ask that questions, you will see through the inequality. Then you will be kind of interested in making a difference. Do not underrate what you can do until you start. Many of those who told me that I was wasting my time, many of those who told me, is that what you went to the UK to do? Baba, leave Nigeria and face your life. Here I am, 9 years after. My life remains better, continues to get better. And I continue to speak about the problem, continue to win souls, where people are beginning to say, I have been listening to you, Maiyegun, for years. Never was I ever in a state of coming to conclusion that I'm going to agree with you. You are so good. Your consistency saved me and is saving many others. Look at that. You don't know what you can do until you start. Speak up, speak out. Join us, and then let's make it happen. Freedom is free if you are ready to pay the first price, which is defeating your fear. Yes, you can. When you do that, and that starts from here, from your mind. That's where the fear lives. If you defeat it in your mind, you will defeat anything. Freer than ever. Some said it's not that easy. Maiyegun, you can feel free from UK. Okay. I've got over I've got over 350,000 people watching Maiyegun from Nigeria alone. Every week. On YouTube alone. 250,000. I don't think if I wasn't making an impact on them, they will keep coming back. So if you think it's not working, it's because you haven't tried. Detach yourself from every lie you've been told, and you'll witness how easy it is. Join me later tonight, if you have the time, during our prime time. And if you're just joining, just reverse this or rewind it and watch again. Good afternoon.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Bíjó ìgbádìyẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Òkúra olóṣèlú.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o, Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀, Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Ha! Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ̀ bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lé ibo níṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ̀ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́, ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà. Àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o, ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì o ẹni bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.